We're now happy to welcome to the show Airport Manager of Jackson County Airport, Reynolds Field, Juan Zapata. Juan, good to see you.
Good
Welcome
afternoon.
back.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah. So it's been a busy couple of weeks at the airport. You just were part of a ceremony where you honored some local pilots.
Right. Yes. Yeah, it's been real busy the whole summer. We've had several pilot-related events. The latest one, it's called the Master Pilot Award. It's the highest award given by the FAA to pilots. In order to qualify, you have to have flown a minimum of 50 hours without any incidents, accidents, or any type of violations with the FAA. So imagine 50 hours of flying, a whole career plus, where you haven't had any problems. And we had 3 gentlemen that got that award this year. The photo here is Robert Jordan, who happens to be the gentleman that started the Skyway aviation business on the airport. He's been flying since the 60s, and his son has taken over the business, but Robert is still, or most commonly known as Bob. Bob is very involved in the field still. And so he was the first one to get the award. He has been, used to run the flight school, used to have the charter operations out of the airport. And he also used to farm cattle at the airport back in the early days.
No kidding.
Back in the 60s, yes.
And anyone who's been at the airport, they've seen the Skyway's aviation logos on the fuel trucks and other pieces of equipment at the airport.
Here we can see the 3 gentlemen that got the award. Going from the left to the right, you have Neil Story, and he's a private pilot that has flown for 50 years. His house burned down in 2018, and the FAA was nice enough to issue the award again. He lost everything in the fire. And so he got the award again this couple of weeks ago. And he was a gentleman that, like I said, is a private pilot and was able to fly for 50 years without having any problems in the aircraft or in the air.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yes, he's also a tenant at the airport, so he still has an airplane and he still flies at the airport to this day.
Congratulations.
And that's his wife there for Neil. The second gentleman we talked about was Bob Jordan, and he received the award. And the third gentleman that was on the photo that was shown previously is Brian Van Wagenen. And Brian has an airport in Napoleon, his own airport. And he's been flying since he was 17. He's renowned throughout the United States as an excellent pilot, an excellent mechanic, and an excellent person that can resolve any kind of issue with an airplane. There's people from all over the United States that come to his airport to ask him specific questions about aircraft.
Our 3 legends of aviation getting the Wright Brothers Award: Neil Story, Robert Jordan, and Brian Van Wagenen. Congratulations, gentlemen. It's been a busy summer at the airport. We've got one of the busiest airports in the state.
It is, yeah. It's, we are on track to break 44,000 operations this year, and that will put us ahead of most of the air carrier airports in the state. We're ahead of Muskegon and Lansing and Flint, and we're right behind airports like, obviously, Detroit Metro and Kalamazoo. So we're doing very well. All the hangars on the airport are occupied, so we have a 100% occupancy rate. And we actually had an interesting situation this summer. One of our tenants, he sold his jet. He got a brand new jet that's too big for our hangars. And there was really no place for him to park the aircraft. We wanted to retain him on the airport. So we went ahead and we worked out a 3P partnership, which is a private-public partnership, where he takes over an old hangar that's owned by the county. He's going to totally redo the hangar, raise the roof, make it bigger, so his new airplane will fit in the hangar. And at the end of the 20-year lease, we get the refurbished hangar. It's the hangar in the middle. So as you can see, it's lower than the adjoining hangars. And so the roof is going to be raised so that it can accommodate a bigger aircraft. And as a case in point, we just got an estimate to repair the roof on the hangar, and it's going to cost the county $32,000 to repair the roof on the hangar. So now this gentleman is going to do all the repairs. He's going to maintain the hangar. He's going to make it into a showpiece for the airport and for the county. So it's a pretty good deal that we are hoping it will work out to our benefit. Like I said before, also we're 100% occupied, and the reason why that gentleman could not build his own hangar right now is because we didn't know exactly where we were going to build a new hangar. So we just received last week the updated airport layout plan, and that is the document that will allow us to determine what are we going to do with the parts of the airport that are vacant property right now. And so that's basically, we were waiting for that document. It took almost a year to get that document back from the contractor.
There is room. You do have a lot of room at the airport.
There is a lot of room. Most of that area is needed for the protection of the runways, but there is still areas that we can build new hangars. So this fall, we're going to see one additional hangar that's going to be built on what's commonly known as the east side of the airport. And then the west side of the airport is where the bigger corporate hangars are going to go in the future.
Well, let's talk about the building itself, the terminal, the tower. It's mid-century design. It's really got, I think, some neat things about it, but it's old and there's work that needs to be done.
There is a lot of work that needs to be done. It's 1962 vintage, so it's a beautiful building. It's got great bones, and it just needs some updating. One of the things that we've been working on is the airport restaurant, which is still open. It has not closed, contrary to the rumor mill out there, but the airport restaurant is going to be sold. The new owner will be Anthony Riddle, and Anthony is a local product. He was born in Jackson. After high school, joined the Marine Corps, spent 13 years fighting in Iraq and Afghanistan, and after the Marine Corps, he came back to Jackson. And he will be renaming the airport as the Apron.
And here's the logo for his new airport.
Yes, so we expect the transaction to take place mid to late September. And Anthony is planning on expanding the menu. There's going to be an expanded dinner menu, a new children's menu, and the hours of the restaurant are going to be extended. So he'll be open, I believe, until 9 p.m.
Oh, great.
Monday through Thursday, and then on the weekends, Friday through Sunday until 11 p.m.
Awesome.
So it's going to be a real good change to the airport. And then coming 2020, there's going to be a patio added on to the restaurant where the restaurant will be able to cater to customers out in the open, which is very common nowadays. People really like to go and eat outdoors.
Awesome. Well, congratulations to Anthony, and thanks to Diane for all her years of great service at the airport restaurant. Well, we appreciate all the updates, and you wanted to give a plug for career possibilities. Like Jeff Bontrager said, there's a shortage of educators and there's a shortage of pilots.
Yes, we still have a huge shortage of pilots, not just in Michigan, but all over the United States. And so we're partnering with Jackson College. We're trying to see how can we get the kids interested in careers in aviation. And Jackson College is going to be breaking out a 1+3 program where the kids will be able to start flying and getting their degree at the Jackson College at a huge savings, and then transfer to a 4-year university where they can finish their degree and their flying training. So hopefully this will allow a lot of the local kids to save quite a bit of money and stay locally for 1 year while they learn how to fly.
Awesome.
And then transfer on. So we're hoping that will work out for us.
Great. Well, a lot of news. A busy summer, and we appreciate all the updates.
Well, thank you. And if I have, I just received this morning the latest community benefit assessment from the state, and we're up to almost $40 million. So the community impact, but from the airport, the number of jobs that result from the airport being where it's at, by catering to companies that fly in to do business in the Jackson County area, it's up to $40 million. So we're up almost $10 million
Awesome.
from the last time it was done.
Well, keep up the great work.
Oh, thank you.
Our airport manager, Jackson County Airport, Reynolds Field, Juan Zapata. Well, next